Amazing audience, we are live.
We're live.
We're live.
Oh my gosh. We're live.
And we are live. So we're live with Annett Bone, yeah?
Yes.
How are you doing? Great pleasure to connect with you.
Yes.
What's
and what
up?
a great location to be connecting. Beautiful weather and lots of different things going on.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The traffic is there, but the water is right there.
Yes.
And that helps. It feels like home. I love the water.
Me too.
Tell me, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Which one of my talents?
Yeah.
Well, who would have ever thought that podcasting would be the thing to connect me to so many amazing people and open doors for me that I never thought that I'd be able to walk through.
So you are a podcaster?
I am a podcaster, yes.
What's the name of your podcast?
The Dancepreneuring Studio.
Ooh. So tell me about the dancing background and what you do.
The dancing background. Well, I started dancing when I was 8 with hula and Tahitian of all places in Texas. You would think it'd be Hawaii or some other island or something. But I started dancing when I was 8 there, and then I quit, and then I didn't start dancing again until I was 14 on Guam, another island. And I came to California to study dance when I was 18. But when I turned about 23, 24, I actually quit completely and stopped dancing for 20 years and just got back into it about 4 years ago. And the podcast talks a lot about that.
What was the inspiration to start back?
To start back?
Or start forward?
To start again,
Yeah.
to start dance again. I was missing it so much, Engel. I felt like I was dying inside.
Yeah.
Honestly, I felt like a piece of me was missing. I felt I let a lot of things go. I felt like I was watching everything around me from the outside, looking in, and I thought that would be good enough, but it wasn't. So I had to at least give myself a chance to get back in and see what I could do, see what could happen, at least get my health back.
How has it been though, like doing it? How has it been?
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's been more than I could imagine. A lot of the internal growth that has come from that, the podcast, meeting different artists from whether it's dance and other areas of entertainment, and the personal growth has been priceless for me.
So who did you learn how to dance from? Like, who taught you? Like, all right, let's not even do the dance. You know what? Let's do, like, who did you learn how to express yourself so colorfully from? Like, there's a bright color, like a red or a blue or a green that you just represent, that just glows. Who did you learn that from?
That means a lot to me that you say that, because I grew up very shy and introverted. And so it's taken time. And again, podcasting has been a tool for me to open me up a little bit more. Dance has helped with that. And it's been a process. It's been a journey. It has not been overnight.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of questioning myself, comparing myself, but it's been basically a lot of internal self-growth to overcome a lot of this. And again, podcasting has helped a lot with
Why will you continue to be this person that continues to explore through podcasting all that you can be? Why will you continue to be that person?
Because it's a challenge. I'm all about getting out of the comfort zone and challenging myself in different ways. And so that's why I continue to do what I do. Every time I hit a barrier or something that feels uncomfortable, I know I'm supposed to do it. And podcasting has been one of those things. Public speaking has been one of those things. Auditioning again after 20 plus years of not being in that world has been putting myself out there, knowing that I can get rejected, which has happened quite a bit, but it's different now for me being older and looking at things from a different perspective. I can step back and be more just aware and observant, as opposed to being judgmental and being down on myself.
That's wonderful. You're
that's
doing
been
great.
It's been huge. It's been a huge blessing.
Love it. Now, the best place to connect with the podcast, again, the Dancepreneuring podcast. Yeah. Where's the best place I can go out to find out more about that?
The podcast is on Apple Podcasts and all the podcast directories. You can go to my site, AnnettBone.com. And I'm very active on Instagram. So that's where you'll see a lot of my journey.
I did see her like building her story just a minute ago. Yeah, she was doing that. All right. What's one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years?
Yoga.
Oh, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel amazing. It's challenging in so many ways. It's helped my dance, and dance has helped yoga. So they've been very intertwined.
Yeah.
And so that has been very helpful, mentally, spiritually, emotionally.
Why would you suggest someone does yoga?
Why would I suggest someone do yoga? Because it is a great non-impact way to get your body moving and to be in a place where you're not judged for your physical capabilities. It's not so much about how it looks as opposed to how it makes you feel and the benefits internally that are amazing.
That's intriguing. Well, amazing audience. Again, you're hearing it live here from Annett Bone. She is the podcast host of the Dancepreneuring podcast. Do check that out. I need to go check that out. Yeah? No, it's audio only, or is it video and audio sometimes?
It's audio only,
okay.
yes.
Sounds
right.
like something that I'd love to see via video. I'd love to. So what type of dance do you do, though?
I do hip hop, I do contemporary,
Okay.
I do fusion, I do improv, and
Yeah,
so I
could
do all
see
kinds.
that. I could see that. Amanda, you could see that, right? Yeah, she looks really fit, doesn't she? She does.
Oh my
she
gosh.
does. Well, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you now into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Annett, what is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory? Wow, it does have to do with water, but actually it has to do with water when I was in Korea with my grandmother. And it's funny you bring this up, Engel, because I was just talking about this to someone where we used to wash clothes by the river, and she had this wooden thing. We didn't have machines, and so we would go to this. I could still even hear the water running the rocks, and we'd wash clothes. That's what I
The wooden thing was like the board with the cuts in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Yes.
How old do you think you were?
I was probably four or five, maybe, right before I left for Texas.
Why do you think that memory is so clear?
Because it was a simple time, and I spent a lot of time with her.
Yeah.
And nowadays, everything is so complex and so busy and hurried, and just thinking about that and that memory being brought back to mind, it reminds me that I can still have that element of simplicity if I choose to. I don't have to be so. And LA is kind of hard to, but you got to make a choice, right? I'm getting better about that. Yoga has helped with that too. So.
Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind with that memory?
Of
I can? Yeah, I love the idea of the jagged edges metaphorically representing the challenges we experience in life, but how they put things in place for you to be able to have what again is metaphorically clean clothes. So, like, to have your own clean skin in terms of who you are, for you to be comfortable in that again, to go through all of those jagged scenarios that you did go through, but to see that you've come out like this clean person, clean being the operative of new and like refreshed and ready to go again. I love the metaphor of that.
I love that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
At 12, oh my gosh, 12. Probably something from Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay.
Probably all the groovy, funky Prince. Was I old enough then to listen to that? I don't know.
Possibly. Well, you did, didn't you?
So yeah, it was. I really liked the funky. During that time, that's when the hip hop culture was starting to get more exposure, and so the funky stuff, like from Parliament and just all that groovy. I was really into that. Really, just All
right. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, probably a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Annett, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Chosen someone to pass my skills on to? It would actually be the person who is given up, who thinks that it's too late to go back to what they love, or someone that is scared to try something that they've always wanted to try.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Very little.
All right. How about 3 hours a week? Probably 3 hours a week?
Not even that.
Ooh. What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Oh gosh, it's anywhere from, it varies, 4 to 8 maybe. Some days not that much.
Okay. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Annett Bone, what would you say that is?
A statement or a word?
It could be a word.
I would say an overcomer.
Yeah, I love that. Ooh, boom. Annett, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
This has been awesome. I love this experience because, again, it took me out of my comfort zone. It seems like with what I post on social media now that I'm comfortable being in front of the camera, which it's a little bit, but still every time. But I really feel that you get the most growth when you push yourself and do things that are different and new.
Yeah. Amazing audience again, the host of Dancepreneuring Podcast, Annett Bone. Annett, thank you for being on What Is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you so much.
Boom, did you have fun?
I did.
Love it!